And that's why we owe such a debt of
Reward.
gratitude to Zelensky. Forget making America great again. He's making America grind again. I'd say wives are calling out his name during sex, but they aren't, because wives aren't having sex, or husbands, or singles. Researchers have found that Americans across the board are at a 30-year low for sex. Half of Americans don't even have it once a month. 44% of adolescent males say they don't even masturbate. Males?
Thank you, NoFap, for those statistics. Hey, welcome to the manosphere, Bill. I hope you survive, right? One of the things, okay, here's what kills me about, now Bill's just trying to be funny. He's trying to get a laugh, and that's funny. I get it. Yeah. But it's funny because it's true. And I'm stopping it here just for a quick second because we're going to talk about sexlessness. I've talked about this since 2017, 2018 with Pat from the Pat Campbell days. We've been talking about the sexless rate in the United States, and it's only gone up since we started talking about it. Now, also, if you're going to tell the truth and you're going to yuck it up, at least put a little current, like let's do some correlates here, Bill. Also cover the fact that that marriage rates are also at 5.1, not 6.1. I thought they were 5.1 or 6.1. They're 5.1 per 1,000. It is at the lowest rate that in American history. It is at the lowest rate since we started keeping track of marriage rates. So 5.1 per 1,000. 5.1 couples, marriages. I don't know how they get the 0.1 per 1,000 people in the United States. You want to talk about no? And then of the people who are married, now we can talk about the low rate of sex.
What, are they afraid to touch their own dicks because a gym sock can't give consent? Since the 1980s, American men have literally been losing their testosterone, with average levels declining by about 1% per year, along with declining sperm counts.
Everybody yucks it up on that, don't they?
One in four American adults have not had any sex in the past year, and you thought California was in a drought. The question is why? Why this sex drought? Well, I think the answer might be that men are such pussies now that actual pussies want nothing to do with them.
Okay, now again, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Bring it in. I know what you're gonna say. Now, here's the thing: is men need all he's doing really here is he's piling on. Sorry, I couldn't find those quotes. All he's doing is piling on the same. I think he would probably be offended if I called him a tradcon, but he's piling on the same tradcon grift, which is men need to man up to be more suitable for women. The reason why you need to man up, like the guy who's the Ukrainian president who's fighting a war right now, he's not manning up because he wants to be more acceptable to women, because he wants his wife to fuck him more. He's not doing that. He's doing that because if he doesn't, they're going to die. Right? That's necessity. Survival. Men who can ensure women's survival, those guys are sexy as fuck, man. That's why a guy who's like built and muscular and everything, because in our ancestral past, that guy looked like he could take care of business. He looked like he could kill a rival. He looks like he would be a good person to stand behind when the invading tribe comes across the borders. Because look at him, he's 6 foot tall. Oh my God, he's built like a brick shit house. Of course. Yeah, that's why muscularity is sexy. That's why height is sexy. That's why signals of testosterone are sexy. We got that. I think we figured that part out. But what he's doing is saying, well, women just don't want to fuck you guys because you're not good enough for them. Yeah, thanks, Bill. I'm glad we have you here to explain this shit to us. Thanks, man. No, that's not why it is. It's because women's freaking entitlement, you are entitled to nothing, has gone through the roof because we live in an age and a country and an era when women have the luxury of being able to say, oh, he's not right. Oh, he's right. We live in the swipe left or swipe right dating culture, my friend. The girls that you were just quoted on Tinder who said, oh, he's sexy as fuck. Yeah, I'm sure he is. In the same way that the Boston Marathon bomber is sexy and has a teenage fan club from inside a prison. He's sexy in the same way that Nicholas Cruz, the active shooter in Florida, went and gunned down everybody in his high school because his girlfriend broke up with him, by the way, has a teenage fan club. Anders Breivik, who I think is up for parole pretty soon, teenage fan club. Richard Ramirez, Night Stalker. That's a good Netflix documentary for you. Teenage fan club. They love him. Hell, they'll create a religion for that guy. You don't see men doing that for women in prison. You only see it with men in prison that women want to bang. Why do you ask? Let's tell you what, Bill, have me on your show and we can have that conversation. If you have the balls to have me on your show, I will be happy to discuss that with you right across from you. If you want to do that. Only women are hybristophilia. Men are not hybristophiles. Women are only hypergamy, right? Hypergamous. Only women are hypergamous. Men are not hypergamous. Do we want to get laid with high quality women? Yeah, but nobody's ugly after 2 a.m. We do not. Let me explain this to you. Maybe Bill has never heard this because he's only dipping his toes in the manosphere right now. But ladies, I'm going to step on your toes here for a second. Men do not owe you a better life. Men do not owe you your survival. Certainly not in this day. Certainly not when you have luxury beliefs. Not when you're living in the first world Western country. When you're saying, "What is a woman? I don't know." Well, guess what? I don't know you a goddamn thing. And neither do the guys that are on the border of the Ukraine and Russia right now. Until you're going to shame those guys for not taking a bullet for you. That's the difference here. Oh, men need to become better men, because if we don't, then women won't be able to fulfill their hopes and dreams in a gynocentric social order. Essentially what he's doing is carrying water for gynocentrism right here. He doesn't know it, and it's funny. Don't get me wrong. And I'm glad he's putting this out there. Like, well, Rollo, is it better that he didn't do it at all? No, I'm glad he's doing this. I'm glad guys like this are at least acknowledging in some ways, the manosphere or the red pill or what we've been talking about, what I've been writing about for 20 years. I'm glad. Oh, thank you, Lord in heaven. I'm glad you're doing this, But like, we got to put a little bit of sanity into this message, or else we're going to start, it's going to end up being a pep rally for women instead of like, let's actually talk. It's what is it? It's talking about the symptom rather than addressing the disease.
It's the result of having it drilled into us in recent years that masculinity is itself toxic and scary and unevolved, and women don't like it. And the ones who think they do, they really don't. And if you think you do, you're wrong too. What do you know about you? I think you're probably committing a microaggression against yourself right now. You owe you an apology. Even the act of just asking a girl out is now seen by many younger people as overly aggressive. There's a feeling that the attributes traditionally
Well, Bill, in the UK, it's actually a hate crime now, but just saying.
Characteristic of men are inherently problematic, which sounds a lot like men are born wrong. Type the phrase "men are trash" into Etsy, and you can purchase a slew of swag with that phrase on it. When the Obama administration was trying to sell Obamacare to a skeptical nation, they made an ad featuring someone who became famous as Pajama Boy. This is what they put out as an image of the perfect man. The only thing he loves more than affordable health insurance is his therapy cat and Emily in Paris.
The only reason I know that is because my daughter watched that.
That ad might as well say, ask your doctor if chemical castration is right for you. Women have come a long way, baby, And the vast majority of that has been long overdue and very, very positive. But maybe in this one way, you're a victim of your own success. You can win the battle and lose the war if you harangue men into becoming less like us and more like you, and end up with someone you have absolutely no desire to fuck.
There we go. Thank you. Now we get to why I liked this. I did like this. This is not a diss on him. I just want to make that clear. I don't know him. Yes, finally. We don't know you shit, first of all, ladies. And then second of all, it's like, well, now we're finally starting, and I think he's starting to begin to see this. And I think hopefully maybe just on the periphery right now, guys like Matt Walsh Matt, I hope you watch this. Like Matt Walsh, if you're watching, hi. I hope you watch this. You should watch just this clip. This is all of 8 minutes, man. It's not even that long a clip, but this is a really good message, and it will at least educate you in a funny, entertaining way, at least partially. So.
And that's not good for either of the 71 genders we now have. Maybe what we need these days is more sex and less gender. Women aren't attracted to these girly men they've created. The guy you whipped into total sensitivity isn't sexy to you anymore. There's a special...
You know who else needs to hear this? Justin Baldoni or Baldini or whatever the hell his name is. Watch this, Justin. You know what, Justin? Oh, man, what a fucking interview that would be. Bill Maher and Justin Baldoni. Fight! God, that would be so good. Please, Bill. If you don't get me on, at the very least, go get Justin Baldoni on there and just have at it. Because goddamn, that would be a great show. Yeah, and you want to talk about YouTube blood sports? Oh, I can't think of a better celebrity death match than between like Bill Maher and Justin Baldoni. Holy shit, that would be great. I would pay money. That would be a pay-per-view special. Because that's who he's talking about. Why am I always lifting all the heavy weights here, right? I go in and talk about Baldoni, whatever the fuck his name is, all the time. He's the guy, by the way, if you don't know who Justin is the guy who has the Man Enough podcast. He's the man bun guy. You will never see Rollo Tomasi with a man bun. He will always be a manly, masculine ponytail. Goddamn. And greasy ponytail. It'll always be the ponytail. It will never be a man bun. You will never see me looking like a barista. But I would love to see that happen between the two of them. He's the guy that he's very simpish, very blue pill, has nothing but blue pill guests on there. It is the worst, most feminized, most cucked show. And if you've watched this show and you got 2,000 of you here right now, if you've seen me talk about Baldoni before, you know who I'm getting at. Holy mackerel, that would be holy mackerel, my friend. That would be a really good show. What do you say here? Poor Man Podcast reacts. Cool. These changes are damn near accelerated evolution. Birth control, infinite unlearned validation. I'm going to get to birth control in a minute. Infinite unlearned validation and the ability to go from 6 to an 8 with makeup. With makeup, you don't even need makeup, my friend. You just need Facetune. These types of changes would naturally take thousands of years, not 50. Yeah, they wouldn't even take that long these days. Let me come back. Bookmark that real quick for me, Sam. I want to come back to that. Assuming is that really Poor Man's? I hope that is. I would love to do a show with you if you're the real dude. Let me keep going. This is almost done.
A place in a woman's heart for a man who learns to suppress his masculinity. It's called the friend zone. And men, this is ultimately on you. She's not holding a gun to your head and making you a pussy. It's always your choice. Stop sulking. Stop complaining that it's hard to get laid. Oh, you poor incels. Girls don't want to have sex with you unless you put in a little effort. So put in a little effort, you stupid, lazy fucks.
I had to leave it for that last one. I had to come back for that last bit right there. Now, clearly, Bill, you know what an incel is.